Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. As you guys voted for biomechanics in my Telegram channel, I am starting this biomechanics series where I will start from the basics and gradually progress to biomechanics of specific areas of the body. I will also give you some MCQs to solve at the end of each video via Google Form. Link will be in the description box. It will help you in your master's preparation also. Now, I tried to make things easy, but please let me know in the comment box about your thoughts on this. Okay, so having said that, the first introductory topic that I am going to start today is biomechanical application to the joint structures and functions. We will deal with the kinetics and kinematics in this chapter. Now, before starting, I want to introduce myself. Hi, my name is Shanglap Kundu and I have done my bachelor's from NILD Kolkata, and hopefully I will join this institution again for my master's. Okay, the books from where I have made my contents are: first is the Norkin Biomechanics book, which I think is the Gita of the biomechanics. And other than that, I also followed Nordin's Biomechanics book plus Dutta's Biomechanics book. Now the last book is quite small and will give you a basic idea about biomechanics. Okay, so the first topic we will learn today is the kinematics and motion. Now, as I already told you earlier, we are going to learn about the kinematics and kinetics. Now, these two things are very important for your examination purpose also, because questions comes as like describe the kinetics and kinematics of knee joint 4 plus 4 marks distribution. So while you are writing those kinetics and kinematics of specific joints, first you need to know what are kinetics and kinematics are. So in this first part, I will talk about the kinematics. So kinematics basically allows us to describe the displacement. Now, I think all of you know about the difference between displacement and distance. So in this figure, just to give you guys a heads up, if you travel from point A to point B, then the distance is considered as the total amount of path that you have taken. The direction will not be considered. So it is a scalar quantity, but displacement is the least amount of path that is between the point A and point B. So it has a specific direction and it will be considered as a vector, right? So having said that, kinematics also describes a motion of a segment without regard to the forces that causes the movement. यानी कि अगर हम समराइज करें तो काइनेमेटिक्स हम लोगों को डिस्प्लेसमेंट के बारे में बताता है, फोर्स के बारे में ये कोई ध्यान नहीं देता है, फोर्स को ये इग्नोर करता है, बस जो डिस्प्लेसमेंट है यानी कि पॉइंट ए टू पॉइंट बी तक जाने का शॉर्टेस्ट डिस्टेंस, ये बस उसी के बारे में बताता है. Now, there are some kinematic variables that describes the displacement. So there are mainly 5 types of variables. First is the type of displacement. Second is location of displacement in space. Third is the direction of displacement. Fourth is the magnitude of displacement. And fifth is the velocity and acceleration. Velocity means displacement by time, and acceleration means rate of change of velocity or velocity by time. Now, in this part, I will only talk about the type of displacement, and in the next videos, we will talk about the other variables one by one. So first comes is your types of displacement. Now here there are 2 types of motion. First is the basic motion, which includes your translatory motion and the rotatory motion. Now these two individually happens very rarely in our human system. We will talk about that later, but the second motion is the combined motion, and as the name suggests, it is the combination of both translatory and rotatory motion, which is also called as the general motion. Now, as the name suggests, general means It generally happens in our body that when we move a specific structure, there is also some amount of translatory motion and some amount of rotatory motion. So first we will talk about the translatory motion or the linear displacement. And as I told you earlier, it is a basic motion. And as the name suggests, linear displacement means movement in a straight line. Now here I also want to mention that always check the things with the names. Whenever I try to remember things, I always go with the names. Now here you can see linear means a straight line, so there will be movement in a straight line. So नाम पे ही सब कुछ रखा है, correct? So sometimes if you don't remember what the things are, नाम का description ठीक से लिख के आना, तो एटलीस्ट मेरा ये मानना है 5 में से 2 मार्क्स तो मिल ही जाएंगे अगर नाम को ठीक से एक्सप्लेन कर सके तो, और एक्सप्लेन करने के साथ साथ बहुत कुछ याद भी आ जाता है, तो दैट विल गिव यू एन एक्स्ट्रा एज while writing. So having said that, in case of linear displacement, each point on the segment moves through the same distance at the same time. Now in this figure you can see, imagine a point here A and a point B. Now point A and point B will travel the same distance when there is linear displacement, right? They will meet with new points on the opposing surface as a result of this linear displacement or translatory motion. Now, pure translatory motions are rare in humans, as segments of our body are neither isolated nor unconstrained. हम लोगों का जो बॉडी है वो एक चीज के साथ एक चीज कनेक्टेड है, इट्स ऑल कनेक्टेड, सो यू कैन नॉट completely isolate a segment. Yes, sometimes in case of special test we try to do that, like in case of anterior drawer test we kind of try to isolate the movements, but that is not ideal and that does not happen always. So it's kind of an utopian thought to get a completely translatory motion in human body, but yes, you can produce it passively with the help of joint mobilization. तो हम लोग जब joint mobilization करते हैं, पकड़ के चलिए कि shoulder का हम लोग कर रहे हैं, तो हम लोग anterior to posterior direction में कभी-कभी देते हैं, या फिर superior to inferior direction में देते हैं. जब हम लोग ये application करते हैं force का, तो it will produce a translatory motion, correct? I hope ये चीज आपको समझ में आ गया होगा. अगर कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम होता है, please mention that in the comment box. I will try to explain you once again. Now the second basic motion is the rotatory motion or angular displacement. So again, as the name suggests, rotation means movement of a segment around a COR or center of rotation in a carved path. Now rotatory means rotation, so the path will be a carved one. That is a very general thing, right? Each point on the segment moves through the same angle at the same time. Now, pure rotatory motion is only possible when we prevent the translatory motion forcefully, which is again hardly possible because our body is not either unconstrained or free. So now in this figure, you can see an example of rotatory motion where each point in the tibia segment moves through the same angle at the same time at a constant distance from the center of rotation, which is A. Okay, so the third type of motion is also called as general motion or curvilinear motion. Again, as the name suggests, curvilinear means there is curve and there is linear in the motion. So curvilinear means there is translatory and there is rotatory component in the complete motion. But this motion is happening in 2 dimensions, which is not always happen with our human body because we move in 3 dimensions, right? So here just the basic idea of curvilinear movement. You can see there is this curved path and there is this linear movement. right? So this is the general motion that is happening in our body. Now, axis of the segment shifts in space as the subject moves, right? The axis is called I-core, or instantaneous center of rotation, or IR, that is instantaneous axis of rotation. But if the motion is in 3 dimensions, which mostly happens in our case, the axis is called HAM, helical axis of motion, or screw axis motion. Now here we will talk about the motion in human body. First is that I already told you, हम लोगों के बॉडी में जो मोशंस होते हैं वो एक जनरल मोशन और कर्विलिनियर मोशन होता है, यानी कि उसमें ट्रांसलेटरी पार्ट भी रहता है और रोटेटरी पार्ट भी रहेगा. मोस्टली जॉइंट रोटेशन takes place around an I-core, or instantaneous center of rotation. I have already told this, right? Axis is typically at the midpoint of I-cores rather than the true center of rotation. Now this point is very important as MCQ can come from this point, right? And the final thing about this center of rotation is that the true center of rotation is the point around which true rotatory motion of the segment would occur. And the thing is, ये जो true center of rotation होगा, वो जो joint का movement है, वो joint से काफी दूर पे होगा, right? एकदम joint के सामने नहीं होगा, quite distant from the joint. So I am concluding this video here. In the next part, we will talk about the location of displacement. I have also prepared some MCQs for you guys, which will help you in your master's preparation. If you want to solve that, link is provided in the description box. Thank you so much for watching till the end. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel if you like this content. See you in the next video.